Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Agent Paranormal. Yeehaw! Hello, kiddies, boys and girls.
What's happening?
Stop.
Stop. Stop. What'd you do? You screw something up?
Or like Agent Abnormal sometimes, most of the
We
time.
are. So tonight, we have a very special editode. Oh, God, with Pete down here in Maria's suit.
Editode, not to be confused with Edifrog.
Edifrog, or eat a frog. So anyways, we have a very special episode for you tonight. We're going back into the archives and play some creepy, spooky voices. That's right. Creepy, spooky, good at that camera, voices. Now, I've been investigating for many, many years. Kevin's been investigating for many, many years. And Vinny's relatively new. Todd's with us in the studio tonight, relatively new. And I should probably tell you who my co-hosts are tonight. Let's start there. Getting ahead of myself, right? So behind the station, the man with the controls is Kevin with the best baseball cap ever. I'm still trying to get an Agent Paranormal baseball cap.
Handmade.
Handmade, yes.
If you get yourself a hat and some markers, you'll be good.
I could make my own. There you go. I just got to take yours and try to
stencil it,
yes. To my left is Todd, our producer and also member of our group, and Vinny. How are you tonight, Vinny?
Wonderful. A little tired out, but we're doing good.
Okay.
We're not here for complaining.
No, not at all. So we have got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We have a lot of clips that we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on each clip to the best of my knowledge, and then we're going to play it for you, okay? Some you're going to have to tune in a little bit, so if you got headphones, plug it in your computer or your iPhone, whatever, you'll hear it a little bit better. And some of them are just pretty obvious. However, all of these are what we consider findings. Now, there's a difference between findings and evidence, and let me explain that to you quickly. When we do an investigation, if we come up with a photograph, a video, an audio clip, it's considered findings. That means it's unexplained, we can't prove it's paranormal, but sometimes if it's profound enough, we'll kind of give it a little bump to the evidence file. But most of these things I'm going to play for you are findings, but some of them are pretty good. I was very proud. I listened to some of these, and I'm like, why did I not bring this one up beforehand? So some of these are good.
When does a finding, audio-wise, flip to evidence in your mind?
You know, Todd, I knew that you would be the one to ask me that question.
I was
Analytical.
I was a little scared. I was like, he's going to get mad at me because I'm going to throw something at him. He's going to be
when
like,
does a tadpole become a pollywog?
Exactly.
Chicken, egg? Which one is it?
Well, Todd, I've got the perfect answer for you for that, okay?
Great.
So
do share.
So once we get a finding, we review it to the team, and if the team unanimously thinks that it's something...
Oh, it's a diplomatic thing.
Diplomacy, imagine that. Then it becomes evidence, right?
Breaks.
And many times we also bring it to the person we're doing investigation for, say a homeowner or a property owner. And if there's some relevance in there, like a name comes out and the name is, someone's, dead spouse or something, I mean, it has some relevance. So those things we put together, then we consider it evidence. So we're going to all call these findings.
Answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Good answer.
Thank you. I've been working on that all night because I knew you were going to answer the question.
You're standing in front of a mirror going...
A little piece of paper. Todd.
When
Todd? No, hold on. It's all wrong. All wrong. So how are most of these done first? Let me just give you a little background because you're going to hear some things, and if I tell you what it is, you'll know. Okay. Now, when we do audio investigating, we use things called a Frank's box or a spirit box, and it is a radio. It's a glorified radio that scans through the FM or AM stations forward or backwards, depending on, how new your piece of equipment is, and it'll stop on each station and take a sample, anywhere from 50 milliseconds to 250 milliseconds. And when you're talking and asking questions, the theory is that a spirit can use that energy, that wave, that frequency, whatever you want to talk about, to actually communicate and say something to us. Spirits are considered energy, so therefore they can use energy to communicate through. Now, to make things interesting for me, I have a way that I do my audio stuff. I use these things called EV boxes. So what they do is They turn them on. They sound like a little motor buzzing. So sometimes you have to put them a little back in the corner because they're like, it's kind of distracting. Or white noise equipment sometimes. And it generates a field of energy. And the purpose of that is to give a spirit more energy to try to manifest or to communicate. Now, I've had some pretty good success with this, and most of the ones that I have on here I'm going to share with you, I was under those conditions, okay? Some of the other ways that we did it was just pretty much running a recorder, a Tascam recorder, and just talking. And then we would pick it up afterwards when we listened to it.
EVP?
EVP.
Gotcha.
Electronic Voice Phenomenon.
There you go. I want to step back to something you were saying before. And Frank's Box. Are you using that as a term, or do you actually have, because I know Frank's Box was originally what the Spirit Box became. Do you actually have a Frank's Box, or are you just using that as a term?
It's being used as a term.
Okay.
The older
I'm like,
models.
we have a Frank's Box, one of the early Frank's Boxes, and I
He's
didn't know.
aging himself.
I'm aging myself.
Okay.
I'm so damn old.
Okay.
I have done some spirit communication with the Frank's Box. It's an old wooden box.
Yeah.
It probably has radio tubes and stuff in
when
it.
they were when it was
It's not
originally
even
made.
solid state.
Interesting.
So these are pretty much off-the-shelf spirit boxes you can buy
Gotcha.
from most of the
So you learned something. So
ghost
did I.
hunting stores.
I learned we don't have an actual Frank's Box, but
right.
Frank's Box, Spirit Box, different things.
Unless we got
Sort of.
somebody named
Same
Frank
concept,
that wants to
but
join the
different.
group, and then you can buy a box.
That's right. We can put them in a box.
Frank, where's your box?
can
Here's
put 'em in a
Frank's
box.
box. We have a Frank's
Or
box.
if never mind, I won't go there. Anyway,
So the newest one that everybody's using now is a portal. That seems to be the buzz. If you go on the ghost
SB7.
hunting websites and you want to get in spirit communication, that's the one that you're selling the most of. And they're not cheap. They're like $3 to $5. Some I've seen for $700. They make them very ornate. It looks like an old radio, very gothic
some of those
looking
ones
and
that
melted candles on it and
they were
stuff.
$2,000. I saw some of those ones.
So they got the effect down, but the guts inside of it, I think, is pretty much still the ITC ones that we buy that will look like little radios. That's still
but
pretty much the
that's
guts.
slightly different, though, right? That's modulated. Those boxes that you're talking about. There's the SB7, which is a spirit box, which just runs through the frequencies, and then those boxes are modulated through a bunch of different effects and whatnot.
Right.
I forgot the name, what they call those ones. The thing that
I think they
Trina
use, like,
has on the show. There.
phase shift pedals and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they still staticky?
Yes.
Not as bad though. You can adjust that out. But the heart of it though still is the ITC
right.
thing.
Is the passing right?
It's almost like they could make this whole thing and then you could take like a ITC one and just plug it into there and then you have it. So Pete in our group actually built one, the portal.
Right.
And he's got a guitar amp. He's got some guitar pedals, a lot of wires, and then he wires it directly to his spirit box. Yep. And that's, and it's very, very loud, but it does cut down on a lot of that chatter, that radio chatter. So we've done a lot of work with. He's got some pretty good results out of it, and I think we have.
It does
something
clean
there.
things up as opposed to a straight up SB7 spirit
Right.
box for sure.
Right. Now the best results that I've seen with these is to not use a speaker that's on the box. Plug in a bigger
External speaker.
When we were doing events, we wouldn't bring a little. I mean, some of those spirit boxes are like this big. We would connect it to a big powered speaker, and this way everyone in the room could hear when something came out and communicated. So, a speaker's a really good thing. Having some type of electronic source to create energy, and the spirit box, and a Tascam. Some people use those little pen recorders. They're okay. Those Sony ones, they're fine. We use the Tascams, more the digital ones, a little bit higher quality.
DRO5.
Yes, we capture more. I think we sometimes capture stuff.
That's
on
the thing too. I don't want to go down all rabbit holes, but it's interesting. I was looking at that too. Is the big thing is those old Olympus ones that everybody tries to get, and I mean, people are trying to sell them for $2,000. I think it's a DR60 or DL60 or something like that, and they're hard to find. But apparently, there's the ones you see on like Kindred Spirits and all the shows. And they try it. When they find them, they scoop them up. I wonder what the difference is. You know what I mean? I wonder what. Obviously, the technology was poorer back then when those Olympuses compared to the DRs. The Tascam DRs or Zooms or whatever you're using now. So it's interesting. Could it go back to where with tape? When they were doing it on tape recorders, because it's so bad, the quality was poorer, so you got a better signal or something. Who knows?
Yeah, there's actually
Just find it
people that are
interesting.
starting to go back to like tape to tape.
Yeah,
And that, to me, yeah, why not? I mean, if they were catching stuff like that back in the day, why not go back and try and catch it like that again?
yeah. I'd like to see, the difference of where they've, the difference in quality, I guess. Like some of the best EVPs, some of the best I've heard are actually from those little Olympus recorders. Weird, you know?
My personal experience is I had a Sony and Olympus when I first started, and they worked fine. And some of the recordings I got were off of those. But I noticed that in a bigger room, I didn't capture as much. When I jumped up to the Tascams, the microphones on them and the sensitivity was different, and I was picking up stuff.
Sure.
Like I picked up someone yelling out my name from way far of a distance.
Well, the noise floor alone on one of those old machines as opposed to one of these newer ones is going to be tremendous. You're going to have a higher noise floor. You're going to have much more noise in the signal. So, but it just makes you wonder where, and maybe that's something to it. Who knows? Maybe that noise floor, because of like static, you know, who knows? I just think I'd find it interesting.
The only downside about like the newer age stuff is you can catch somebody that's up on the third floor talking to somebody else, and you're like,
for sure,
for sure, that's a ghost. No, that's so and so up on the third floor because
which could be a drawback. Yeah, exactly.
And that's why we don't. I mean, a lot of times when we're doing our sessions, we'll have people with us, and they'll ask a name, and they'll hear a word come out, and say, "That's my name. They just said my name." We don't get too excited about it because we want to, we're recording it the whole time. We'll go back and listen to it because a lot of times when you go back and listen to it, what you think you heard is not what we actually recorded.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I think people almost like it's like matrixing. You know, like matrixing. Where you look at a window, you see dirty paint, you say, "There's a face. There's a ghost face."
You want to hear it.
You want to see it, and it's probably the same with audio stuff. So, I think the best thing to do is jump in and do a couple samples here of some stuff. So, Kevin.
Yes.
Let's play one here that says EVP Farnham Gavin.
That is not the one you told me to look for before we started the show.
I'm jumping around. I'm jumping around here.
Yeah, Chris makes a good point. Analog has a little more dynamic range, I guess, possibly than digital.
While I'm looking for this, somebody did mention Disruption Network has been nominated for the Sammys.
Sammys, oh yeah. Go and vote, please.
Yeah,
I think go and vote now because I think
Music
today's
Mondays.
Local Music Monday. Z and Justin Smithson. I think today's the last day, so
vote now. Hurry.
Wait, after the show, you can go.
All right, here we go. I got it
somebody
right
put the link in there. So
okay, ready?
What is your first name, sir, if I may ask? Gary? Can you tell me what year it is, sir?
You can stop it. I stopped it because it actually said the name Gavin. Did you hear it? It was earlier on.
Yeah.
So that was at the Farnham Mansion. Now that was a spirit box running through the stations. That voice, the name Gavin, came out of the spirit box. You can tell that the noise comes from there, not like a disembodied voice like off in the distance. We've actually had that where we're running spirit boxes and we hear a voice from behind us, you know, where that actually came through. So did y'all hear it when it said Gavin?
yeah, yep.
So that was pretty clear. That was actually a good one. So let's do another one, sticking with the EVP Farnham. Let's do the one that says "I am."
This is why I wanted a list.
That's why records sound better than CDs. Okay, Chris. All right. Now we're on this one. All right.
Records do have a warm feeling to them compared to that cold digital sound.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Farnham
Called
Mansion.
noise.
Who's in the Angelique room right now?
Fine.
I am? What is your name?
So it sounded to me like it said I am.
Yeah, I almost thought it said Mike for a second, but I could hear that too.
So some of them
predominant though.
Right. Some of them are, I guess, whoever listens to it can interpret it differently. Like the one Gavin, it said Gavin clear as day.
Yeah.
That one was an example, one that I played for people. Some people said, it says I am. And some other people think it says something else. But it was definitely a response.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting how sometimes we don't hear the same thing in some of these responses.
Right.
So, all right, Kevin. There is one that says, Rich yell upstairs, Clark's Mills.
Come on, I was ready. I was like, I'm in a front mansion already.
Now, the first two that we played were actual voices coming from the spirit box. Okay. Now you could hear how fast that thing was going through the stations. Now this one that we're gonna play is someone yelling my name. It's not coming from the spirit box. It seems like it's coming from off in the distance. Now we're in a giant like old mill, and there was one female investigator with us. That was Jen. And you're going to hear Jen respond to the yell. She's going to, somebody just say Rich?
So that was audible. This is an EVP.
It was audible. It was audible. Now, there's no other females in the team in that place when we did this. So go ahead and play it.
Would, Larry be here? It sounded like it came from upstairs.
I'm going to play that again.
I missed it.
Which one did you just play?
This is Clark's Mills. Yell.
It says Rich, yell?
Yep.
Okay, play it again.
See, he didn't even hear it.
Do people pass in and out of this building that scare you?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it in the background just before, or I think just after Pete talks.
Yeah.
If you listen, you can just hear it just really quick in the background.
It was a female yelling out my name. Even Jen responded and said, someone just say, hello, Rich?
Yeah.
Play it one more time.
Do people pass in and out of this building that scare
Right
you?
there, Jarrett. Just before he finishes his sentence.
Yep.
Yeah, so that actually, after reviewing that numerous times, it didn't sound like it came from the spirit box. It's like somebody yelling from across the room. Hence the digital recorders with the sensitivity that they had.
Right.
Pick something
and to
up.
catch it over the spirit box going crazy, running through.
And that was an old mill. That place was absolutely huge, and there was nobody with us. All right, there's another one here, Kevin, called Woodgate. EVP, get back.
Yeah, that's the one that I had lined up that you're like, I'm going to start on that one.
It changed my mind.
All right, we got it. Ready?
Let's do it.
Play it again.
Come to the door and show yourself.
So it didn't play when you played the first time, I didn't hear anybody talk at the beginning, but the second time you played, I did hear somebody talk. And essentially it was something about, can you come to the door? And then there was that long static, and then it said, get back.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone else speaking before get back.
Right. We were asking, we felt there was a presence there asking it to come to the door.
But between come to the door and get back, there was someone else talking.
Okay. They could have been one of us.
All right, we'll play it again. I'm going to play it in full, so you're going to hear.
Come to the door and show yourself.
Yeah, about 3 seconds, I heard like murmuring.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was somebody there or not.
Now, the human ear has an audible range. It can hear from a certain low point to a certain high point. What if we're picking up frequencies that are below that and above that in response to questions we just can't hear them? You know what I mean?
Couldn't make it out, but you hear that voice, and then you hear get back.
Right. Right. But I'm saying in general, of all these audio files, what if we're getting all kinds of answers, but we can't hear it because it's either below or above our range of hearing? Like a dog whistle, right?
Right.
It just sounds like, got the dog, here's a high-pitched thing. So that was always interested me to basically, I mean, if they really are communicating, but we just can't hear it because of our ears. So go ahead, Kevin. Potluck. Go ahead and pick one that it's easier for you to go, and tell me which file it is, and I'll explain to you what happened.
I am going to.
But just before he does that, the last one that said "Get Back," it almost sounded like it was like a song coming out of a radio.
Right.
You know, like, oh, what did they do? Hit the radio station during the Beatles? Yeah. Get Back. But how? I mean, I have one that says Nixon. It almost sounds like Nixon saying Nixon. I mean, what are the chances of me asking who is the president and then Nixon coming through as part of a song? I mean, is it? Right. Could it be coincidence? Of course, anything could be coincidence.
But sometimes when you ask the question, maybe they're in that time zone, that time period, where they're living it.
Right. Well, exactly. I mean, whoever that I spoke with about Nixon that passed away at the time, possibly Nixon was the president.
Right.
Who was the president? Nixon. So we always talk about what happens when you die. Like, where do you go? You know what I mean? Does time matter? And it's almost like it just lends support that maybe the next dimension is like the fourth dimension. And maybe time isn't, we invented time. We gave time meaning. Without us giving it meaning, we wouldn't even know what it is. But we gave it meaning. We started to synchronize it and make days, years, minutes. And we started counting down our lives and how long we got to live. But once you get out of the third dimension, you go to the fourth dimension. If that is the next dimension you go to after you pass, maybe time just doesn't exist. So you're still where you were. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Very possible.
You're stuck in that spot. Yep.
All right. So I am going to go to the Knox Mansion.
One of my favorite places.
And we're going to do Spirit Technician.
Okay.
Here we go.
Is there a spirit technician that can help us out here? If there's a spirit technician here, could you please help us?
Now, that was through the portal.
I was going to say that's the portal, right?
More cleaner. The guitar pedals and stuff sort of kind of got rid of all the noise.
Yeah, well. He does a noise reduction pedal, and then he does a reverb pedal. So that's why it cleans it up, but it makes that spooky echo with it.
Yeah.
Which makes it very fun, and everybody loves it when we do.
Is that
lectures.
why that's there, though?
The spooky.
The reverb.
I have no idea.
That's a question. I don't know.
To make it spooky, or
or is the modulation actually? I mean, to my knowledge, it's not. Obviously, reverb isn't going to clean up a signal. I don't know why you would put it. You know what I mean? I'm wondering why you would put it on there.
He did that just so you have
But I know everybody does it. Yeah.
You might have a better chance of hearing it if it
repeated.
Repeats.
Yeah. Use a delay too. Yeah.
Let's play that again.
Interesting.
Is there a spirit technician that can help us out here? If there's a spirit technician here, could you please help us?
All right, let me explain what Pete was doing. During the portal session, normally we just turn it on and we start asking questions, right? Is there anyone here? Does anyone need help? I mean, there's a whole standard gambit of questions we ask. We observed Chris Moon do many Frank's Box sessions, the Telephone of the Dead. And during that, he started to ask if he wasn't getting anything, okay? If he's asking and just kind of like lukewarm or not really a lot of good responses, he would start asking for a spirit technician. Again, he's a powerful psychic medium. So he's asking for a technician, who is someone on the other side that can help put him in touch with other spirits, okay? And we watched him do this, and a young spirit came through and started talking to Chris as a spirit technician, and this spirit was helping Chris find these people. So sometimes when we try to do this, we start experimenting and asking for spirit technicians.
A lot of mediums have them, or they'll just call them guides. Or
right.
I never, until I started working with you guys, I'd never heard of spirit technician before.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of.
That's the first time I heard that one.
It's almost like the paranormal investigator term. 'Cause we're like we're more like the tech guys.
Every time I hear it, I just picture like Lily Tomlin with the headphones on, like plugging in. That's all I can see. Like
Chris
spirit
Moon?
technician, yeah.
Rich Nicodem?
Yeah.
Who can we help you with?
Next little.
Who would you like to talk
And I just
to?
totally dated myself with that reference too. So
Please hold on. Your spirit technician will be with you shortly.
if this is anything like Windows, we're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. So again, a couple different techniques that we've been using, a couple different tools that we've been using. Honestly, we used to get a software called Audacity. You can download it free. It's still on there. And we put that on our computers. We run the file through Audacity. Audacity let us trim it. So if you got like a 15-minute file and you get one hit, you can like trim it to 30 seconds around that one hit. You can also clean it up. You can amplify it, take some of the noise out. A lot of different things you can do to it. Then we would convert it over to the standard files you can play on your computer, like MP3s or WAV files, WAV, stuff like that. So Audacity is a great software, and that's how we used to do that. So, what's that? Cracking noise. Oh, his water bottle.
Water bottle.
All right, Kevin.
All right.
Spotlight. We should have a wheel. Spin the wheel of audio.
The wheel.
Next on the wheel.
The wheel of EVPs.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it next graphic? I'll be working on that one.
Let's stay down at Knox Mansion and do Dr. Monk.
Who's in here with us?
Was it the said Dr. Monk? Is that what I heard?
Play it
Who's
again.
in here with us?
Dr. Monk. What was the question? Was there a question in there that I didn't hear?
Yeah, who's here with us? I think
Oh.
that's what it said.
There was, I believe there was.
It's funny,
a
I could hear
doctor.
the response, but not the question.
I believe there was a doctor that used to live in the house at one point that died.
In Knox Mansion?
Yeah.
Okay, let me pick one here. We'll take turns. All right, so let's go to Yes to Little Boy at the Shops. The Shops at the finish line,
Where's that?
down right across from the brewery.
It's at the finish line.
Yes, the finish line. We've investigated that place numerous times and got some great EVP files out of there. So we actually did an event there one time with John Zaffis. But now they've got that place so sectionalized where they've taken every space they had available and put a business in there. That in the basement they put stuff in there, so there's really no place to investigate anymore. They used to have a big open basement, and they had some other areas like a furniture shop on the second floor.
Be interesting to see if any of the
There's a
people that
psychic.
are in there now have had any experiences. You know?
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Little boy, are you still down here? Did you just say yes?
Did you hear it?
Very faintly.
Play it again.
Little boy, are you still down here?
I just heard the end
Did
of
you say
it.
yes?
It's,
that question was asked because one of our female investigators had scratches materialize on her arm. And this one of the psychics, the mediums there, said that there was a child spirit that was there. And then she got the scratches. And then we started asking the little girl, little boy, you know, trying to mix it up a lot, and we got that answer yes to the little boy. So
for most of our viewers out there, everyone knows from movies and television that if you get scratches, it's definitely the big D word.
It's
the demons.
Yes, it's mocking the Trinity because it's 3.
that is not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
A lot of spirits will actually scratch you because they're trying
to
with
get
as
your
much
attention.
energy as they can
Yep.
to get your attention. So sometimes they get more energy than they think they do. And
It is interesting why it's usually 3, though. It usually is. I've seen 1, even 2, but I see a lot more 3
Well,
than you see anything else.
think about this: if you try and scratch yourself,
Right? The predominant, your pinky's not going to be as strong.
is your
Yeah.
index,
That's true.
your ring,
That's true.
and your middle finger are the
true.
easiest to scratch yourself.
right,
with.
so you
good point.
go across here. This finger's probably not going to get enough pressure because it's out, but this one's definitely dug in. This one and these 2 are dug in, and this one's just kind of trailing along. So it's only 3 scratches. And again, they don't even know. They may not even know they're scratching. They're just like trying to paw at you or something.
Right.
Like, hey, so.
Yes, Chris, the big D. I definitely
D.
said that. He texted me privately.
Oh, I was going to say I didn't see.
Right, Kevin, pick one.
All right, let's go with let's play Owen. So Owen, a little bit of backstory on that one. So this is from a building. We can't give you the name. It was a family-owned business for about 70 years. But it had never been investigated, and our team had the chance to get in there and do an investigation. And this is one of the pieces that came out of that.
Who is Owen?
Wow.
I keep hearing the name Owen. Who is Owen?
That was clean,
Jorgensen?
too. And you could tell that was cross frequencies, too. You could tell that was so clean. That was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a different.
That came up Owen, as we actually heard. The second part was it gave the last name of Jurgensen.
Yeah.
That business actually did, back in the 20s, have a bartender whose name was Owen. So we'll play that one more time.
Who is Owen? I keep hearing the name Owen. Who is Owen?
Wow.
Jorgensen?
Those are 2 different voices, though, too.
Yep.
But that second, the Jorgensen was like 3 or 4 frequencies before that. It was so drawn out. There's no way that could have been in one frequency in one shot. It's amazing.
Now I think that was done. It was a spirit box, and I think it was done in AM. Pete does a lot of his stuff in the AM bands. He has better luck with that. I get most of my stuff in the FM bands, so there's a little bit different sound to it as they cycle through.
AM is usually a lot quieter.
Yeah, as you can tell from that.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
It's less powerful.
Right. And basically, the ones you hear from me, that I've got a big speaker going. So it's recording off a big speaker, where Peter's are just that small box picking up from the speaker that's on that small radio. So.
We're direct lining them now, though, right? We do that a lot, is direct lining the audio out before it goes to a speaker, or no?
Direct lining it?
Yeah, so taking the audio out of the device, recording it, and then pushing it to a speaker. That's what I would do, or have done in the past.
No, we just I just run it with the speaker attached to it through like a standard audio jack.
I'd do that.
We can
too,
do that.
But I didn't know it had a name.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
And pass through audio. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to grab another one here. Let's travel down to Gettysburg.
Hello?
Whoop. Hold on.
Hello?
So it sounds like this one is right at the beginning as soon as I start it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Hello?
Way in the background.
What is the file named? Is there anything? I usually put a name to the response or something to get in the file name.
Yep. This one was hello.
Play it again.
Right there. I heard it.
Hello?
Very faint.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the EVP Farnham Peter behind you.
All right. Ready?
Did someone scream help?
So that one I believe is right at the beginning again. This one is like a minute long, so I don't want to play the entire thing.
Did you just play the one behind you?
Yep.
When did it say behind you?
It was like right in the beginning here.
Yes.
All right.
My name is Peter.
That was me. I said that.
Well, I heard the Peter begin already.
Did someone scream help? Is this your workspace, Doctor? Where was your workspace? Are you trapped here?
So I think that one was about right here.
Did someone scream help?
Yep. I didn't go back far enough. Right here.
Did someone scream help?
Did you hear that one?
Mm-hmm.
Right before Pete started talking, you hear him. Behind you.
Behind you. All right, so there's going down through here. Look at a few. There's one from Camden, where it says 517. I died.
I think I remember hearing this before.
We didn't play that one, did we?
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
I think I remember from a past episode.
Where'd it go? Okay, there it is. Here we go.
I'm sorry. Do you need help?
Yeah, I heard it.
That was more towards the beginning, too.
Yep.
Also. Now, there's there's one in here. It's called Pineapple. DR44. Now, the thing about Pineapple is, back when I started in the Role Investigators, the Paranormal, with Pete always talked about, if any of us goes, we're going to have a keyword, and that's going to be the word that we use to respond back to let the group know that we're here, okay? And the word was pineapple. So Peter had instilled us, if something ever happened to us and they, we pass and they're doing a ghost hunt and we can come through, just say pineapple. Okay? If your name was called.
You hear that, everybody?
So here, and go ahead and play that one. And if somebody says pineapple.
Wow. SpongeBob.
I mean,
it's the ghost of SpongeBob.
It doesn't get any clearer than that. It goes right through. Can you make the green light on my right hand blink?
That's weird.
So, but the thing is, we were all still here. So, who's trying to tell us?
Somebody listen.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, they're actually listening to what we have to say, but we didn't say it there during this investigation. This was all discussed before we did this investigation. So, somebody like kind of following us around a little bit, spying on us, and from the other side, makes you kind of think. You know, makes you kind of think that, are we being watched? So if you're going to do something you shouldn't do, you're being watched. I'm just saying.
Well, that changes everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the next time you decide to go and have a little, you know what I'm talking about.
The big D.
Yeah. Make sure, you know, that you make sure that whoever says pineapple isn't watching you. So, all right, so we have God, we still have a bunch more in here. So
Yes, we do.
go ahead,
And he,
All right.
Vicky put a pineapple up.
Chris. The safe word is pineapple.
Let's go a little.
Good to see that our team is listening in.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
According to Chris, he said the safe word is pineapple.
It should be the password is pineapple.
All right, we're going to go a little PG-13 here.
Uh-oh.
We're going to go to the shops.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Farther down. Hey, sweetie, can you give me a high five? See, like when it goes. Where's one? Thank you. Right here. Good job. How old are you? Did you say 11?
I didn't hear it.
No, neither did I.
So what we're listening for here, according to the title, is it's supposed to say, "Go away, bitch."
You would think we would have caught that.
Yeah.
Let's
Play it
try-
again.
Try that one more time.
Looks like it's coming up. Farther down. Hey, sweetie, can you give me a high five? See, like when it goes. Where's one? Thank you. Right here. Good job.
I think I heard it.
How old are you?
That one's
Say
questionable.
11.
I got a little something, but it was so quick.
Yeah.
And there's so many people talking there.
Yeah. It's hard to discern anything out of that one.
This, I guess, this stays in the finalies. This is
Findings?
this is
Yes.
a tadpole still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a
This
pollywog. Yeah.
probably won't cross over to evidence.
No. You gotta.
No elbows for you.
Yeah. Obviously, it was listened to many, many times before it was. We labeled it with that name, so must have heard it at some point.
Yeah.
But I did notice something about that audio clip that I didn't notice about the audio clip before. That hum wasn't there. You can hear the hum, right? That deep.
Same location?
Over, it's heavy throughout the whole track. I didn't remember ever hearing that before when I listened to them. I don't know. Just an observation. Could be nothing. Just an observation.
There
Okay,
is
Kev.
somebody underneath there. You could hear somebody talking underneath the girls.
Right. But to just hear maybe and then come up with the name "Go Away, Bitch." There's either that there's something missing. I'm not really sure. I'll have to go back and reassess that one. But I remember I had that clip where it said that. There's another one where called the two girls that were talking a bitch, and they got mad. They're like, "Did you just call me a bitch?" So.
Yeah, that one's in one of our files that we actually use for lectures and stuff.
Yeah, that one's pretty crystal clear. Why don't you go down to the Farnham? There's some more that we haven't played, like the ones that's Bobby. No, try a couple of those. Like the Gavin one was pretty good. I Am was pretty good. Let's see what else we got.
All right, here's Bobby.
He's been pulling Jen from Candy's hair.
Right there. I thought I heard it twice, actually.
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 times there. Let's play that again.
He's been pulling jokes in Candy's hair.
I heard at least 2.
Yep. The last one was the
clearest, yeah.
The home run on that one. We got one more that says no, correct?
Yep.
Do you hear footsteps?
Are you scared of us? Please don't be. This is a beautiful house. Don't you agree? Can you tell me what city we're in? What's the name of this street?
I believe she already said the word no.
When
Now,
was that?
you what's that?
I said, when was that?
No. Say it again. Right? I'll tell you when to stop. Start from the beginning. I'll tell you when to stop.
It's a minute long.
Is that it?
Are you scared of us?
Oh, I thought
Please
there
don't
was somebody
be.
in the background.
Yeah, you
I
heard
thought
it
there
there,
was somebody
right?
in the background
It was a
talking.
female voice saying no.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who think investigating the paranormal is an exciting thing to do, when you're out at hours with a box making static
It
noise,
is.
asking people questions,
But it
how
also
old
can
are
be
you?
very tedious.
You know, who's the president? Where do we live? I mean, you run the gamut of just about every question. The general questions. Then you
Pineapple.
go. Then you basically try to take any relevance. Like when we do our initial consultations before we set up investigation, we'll try to get information about the property, the building, names, events, things like that. And then we have Pete, who does a historical check for us. So we go back and see whatever specific names we can pull up. Then we try to tie those together. So we don't ask just general questions. We also ask questions that are relevant to the property or to the situation or to the person. Then when you get answers back like Owen, that one was perfect. We found out beforehand that, or afterwards actually, when we played that for the homeowner, they're like, yeah, there used to be someone named Owen. It's like, that has some relevance. But some of these, I've been with groups before during events, and they're like, is there a gym here? Is there a mic here? And I'm like, this is going to take a long time if we're going to go through a whole gamut of names. You know, is there a Vikram here? I was watching Friends the other night. Vikram, it's a real name. Vikram.
There was one time that we were down at Knox Mansion, and it was just a complete event where we went in, did a really quick lecture, and basically said, okay, all the equipment is yours to use, spread out over the house, go investigate. And we didn't do anything. We just kind of stood back, let them go. And I went upstairs with one of the groups, and we were up in the attic. It was myself and Maeve, and they had taken a Shack Hack, which is a spirit box that was made from a Radio Shack radio, and it was actually mine. I'd taken it apart, and I just jammed something in there so it would scan all the channels as soon as you turned it on. But it worked. So they took that upstairs. They're using that, and they're just going through, and they're talking and talking, trying to ask all the questions and everything. And then out of nowhere, one of them goes, did I just hear Mike? Mike, are you still here with us? Mike, what's your job here, Mike? And then you hear something, and somebody says, Gardener. He said gardener. I'm like, okay, when I didn't hear it. I didn't hear any of that, but you're having fun, okay? And then I start walking downstairs, left him upstairs with Mike, and I'm hearing him yelling, Mike, you still here? Mike, are you still here? And I'm going down the stairs. So this is on the 3rd floor. and you can't hear anything that's going on. This is an old mansion. I get down to the first floor, and you got Pete down there with another group, and he's got the portal set up. And as soon as I turn the corner, I hear Pete say, "Mike, are you here?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And like I said that out loud as I walked in the room. "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "I thought they were joking when they were talking to Mike the gardener upstairs." He goes, "We're talking to Mike the gardener down here." I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay, I guess we got something here."
Just so happens to be a gardener down there too, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's not uncommon that sometimes that happens where, they'll come up and say, "We were just talking to, your name came through or something." My name came through? Yeah. Then another group comes, "Yeah, Rich, somebody just called your name." And I got like 4 groups saying that they heard my name. So, that happened at the Rome Capitol. They all came back and said, something said Rich. I'm like, I don't know if I should be scared or flattered, but we also capture stuff that's not a voice. Kevin, there's one in here where Pete's got something about a door closing.
Yes, door with no one there.
Let's hear that one. Those to me are even better. When there's no spirit box going and you're just listening in dead silence and you hear a door slam. You heard that, right?
Who was whistling?
I think that was just the, I don't know, maybe the airflow or something going past the microphone. If it's sensitive, like a little breeze or something, which possibly could have made the door slam. But I think that was one of those. I think that was one of those older recorders, like a Olympus knockoff or something. Because we used to have a lot of them. They had like one button on them, and they weren't the best. So you'd hear a lot of like background noise, just like a little hum or a whistle or something like that. So, but still creepy. Mm-hmm. Hearing doors close at night is just about the same as hearing a voice.
Well, look at what I found.
Actually,
here.
I think it's creepier. If it was my house and I did a spirit box and someone said, "Joe," I wouldn't bother him. But if I heard door slamming, I'd be a little concerned.
So I'm perusing through all of our evidence on here, and I have one that says Knox Mansion, Michael.
All right,
surprise.
Let's meet this Mike guy.
Focus your energy on this. You can do it. Don't be scared.
That was my spirit box, and that was me, I think, talking. Mm-hmm. Why don't I have that EVP?
That's pretty clean.
Pete has some very good luck at Knox Mansion when he's doing that portal stuff. He sits in front of this fireplace that was actually brought over from Italy and put in the mansion, like stone by stone, brought from Italy, put in there. Well, there was like a painting or a sculpture that was made in Germany that was sitting on top of the mantle. And there was one night he did like 2 different sessions there with the portal. The first one, he started swearing in Italian, and he got yelled at back in Italian. And then he started asking other questions, and then somebody started speaking German to him.
Crazy.
Does he have the one on here from the Rucker Mansion where he asked the spirit about, God, what's the 2 bakeries? Caruso or Florentine.
Yep, we don't have that on here, but I know we had it one time. We think we played it before.
Yeah, he got an answer too.
Yes, we did.
That was, yeah. And there's one on here that says EVP Gene's house. Then it says Dick.
We're here to talk with you. Do you live in this house?
Did you hear it? There's a female name. It almost sounds like robotics, like Dick.
Let's play that again.
I don't know if you can understand this, but we can actually hear you, see you. And we're here to talk with you.
There's a female voice.
No, I'm not catching it.
I heard it, but that's the trouble when we're using the spirit box, is when it comes to like one syllable names like that. That's why it is not in our evidence files. That's in the. You're almost there. Sorry.
It's interesting. It's because it doesn't sound like the spirit box. It sounds like a disembodied voice talking above the spirit box. In a female voice, it just says Dick. And not even fast either. It just says it's Dick. Just like that. I mean, I heard it when we were doing the session. You know, then recorded. So it wasn't one of these things where I was listening with my headphones on and came across it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it, and then I tagged it, and then went back to it, cut that clip out.
Pete actually just commented and said those are the church. I'm not sure if that was the one we just played or if he was talking about the door closed.
The door is a church, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That one was Gene's house. The one that says Dick. There's one on here that says back off. Did we play that one? I don't know. It just says back off. I don't know.
I see one that says EVP 4-way.
I was wondering about that one.
Might
When
not be radio
when I loaded that one up, I'm like, okay.
Put your kids to bed.
Okay, I found back off.
That energy feeling. Bad what? Who's a bad boy? Me?
You.
Yes.
Okay, now, before we played that again, that was using the Spiritus app, which is an app on the iPad that uses like random words, and then the I guess the whole reason
like
behind
Ovilus
this is
type
that
of concept.
yeah, is that it can take these words and form responses. So I think this is back off right at the very almost beginning. So play that again, please.
That energy feeling.
Hear it?
Bad what? Who's a bad boy? Me?
You.
Yes.
That was at the Hinsdale house outside. That
Okay.
place is crazy. I'm telling you, that's where Peter, if you want to chime in, Pete, we were walking down a path towards a pond. It was still daylight. And we had the iPad with us asking questions. And we did ask the question about how many exorcisms were done on the property. And it said 2. And that's how many exorcisms were performed there on that location. But Pete said he saw a small black figure walk out of the bushes and looking at him and walk across the towpath or side, whatever, and into the weeds. It freaked him out. Absolutely freaked him out. And the other thing is that people were seeing like red eyes a lot, looking through the windows and stuff. As I think they had a documentary on one of those Amazon things where they
Let's
actually
not talk about that.
had the red eyes. So, but that place is so crazy. That's the place that I got kind of zapped when I started to sort of push it. Kind of
Peter said that
irritate
it was
something.
an imp.
An imp. So, and they've actually, if you ever go back and look at like Waverly, if you ever go online and look at pictures around Waverly, they had pictures where they're showing like little imps and stuff all around the property. They said usually if there's a lot of like souls that pass and there's a lot of the negative stuff trying to be in there and to try to do whatever, get the souls, whatever, that you'll see all these like imps and little things around there. So maybe they're demons. I don't know. But if you go online and look at it, you can find it. I was watching a documentary where they're showing pictures that people are taking, and you see these little demon imps like looking out behind a tree and like next to the wall and stuff, and it's just like creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Very creepy.
So I think we want to do one more.
Yeah, let's do another one.
All right, this one, back to Knox Mansion. This one's called Multiple Helps.
Help you? Who needs help?
Okay. First off, that is not in one of our findings thing. That is definitely one of our evidence files. I know because we play those at lectures. But yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Now, how disturbing is that you're hearing people ask for help? Help us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how kind of, I guess, scary and disturbing is it? Like, who am I talking to? You know, help us. It's like, I mean, it was scary. I mean, I was getting sort
it's
of
scary
like,
because you don't know if they're actually looking for help or they're something has
definitely scary. I mean, you think about that. That's coming across a spirit box.
Right.
It's like you just heard "help us" like 3 times back to back. You know, within the matter of probably 3 seconds.
So what could we do to help them? I mean, how do they know we're there, and what help could we offer them? You know what I mean? That's still just I've thought about this many waking nights, trying to think of what can we do to help. I mean,
depends. You've got to find out
spirits.
what's the problem, what's there.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it that they need help with?
Combination of research and
a
lot of sessions like that. I would imagine talking back and forth and.
Well, I think it comes down to trying to figure out what it is they need help with, and then
really
reverse engineering it and trying to figure out, okay, they need help to cross over. I need this or that. Then reverse engineering. Okay, now this is going backwards to like these are techniques that people have done, and then finding someone who knows how to do it. It's almost like coming back. But I mean, we have done, and I've witnessed a crossover, and but it's disturbing. I mean, every time I hear that, I'm
gonna play it one more time.
Bothers me.
Help you? Who needs help?
That last one was the most disturbing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I mean, he didn't really ask any kind of question that would pull that out that we heard because it's
just
cut
random
off before. So,
Yeah.
is it residual? And if that case, that's just locked there forever.
Yeah. Could be.
Well, he may have, if I recall that session, he actually had some questions he was asking before. And then I don't think he asked, does people need help? But he was asking questions. So he was kind of stirring the pot and then started to get some response. Help us. So, and then obviously he responded, "Will help you. What can I help you with?" So, again, just kind of disturbing. But, you know, it's kind of goes with the territory of being an investigator.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen some kind of funny ones. We've heard some kind of funny ones. We heard some ones that are just kind of like, boom, here's a response. Not negative, not positive. Then we've heard some unexplained ones, and we heard some that are sort of disturbing. You know, runs the gambit. Some of the locations are like that. They really are. And in some places, we've done some, and we've gone in there and done audio sessions and everything we can. And I mean, they're telling us this is the most haunted location in the world, and we come back away, looking at our audio, got nothing. It's almost like they're like, everybody shut up. They're recording us. Be quiet, everyone. You know? So
Not these guys. Shit.
They're going to ruin the party. You know? So yeah. I mean, and we have even more. I mean, we could do one of these sessions.
We could probably do about 3 more episodes.
We should do more of these episodes. They're good.
And I have files of me at Mooresville, talking to someone and somebody responding back to me, leave me alone, what do you want, all this kind of stuff. But I have them in an Audacity file format, so when I get those transferred over, I want to bring those in and listen to them. They're actually pretty cool. Those were the first time I ever did an audio session. and I had no spirit box. All I had was just a little like a Sony memo recorder. Note to self. It's like, wait a minute, there's people talking to me. That's not a note to myself.
That's how all this started.
True enough.
Bird watching, recording all the birds, and people were talking back to them.
There you go. You ever see the movie White Noise?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
With Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I think so.
Not White Noise 2. Nobody saw
No.
White Noise 2.
Nice.
Like Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
I never saw the one past the first one.
They're okay. I mean, it all comes full circle at one point. But
Did they ever do a Blair Witch Project Part 2?
yeah, it wasn't found footage.
Yeah.
No, it was literally, it was just a movie after that.
It's so disappointing because it was like found footage. Like when you first go to see, like, oh my God, they recorded these camcorders. All this stuff happened. That's creepy, right? Then you meet them at ScareCon. They're like actors and actresses. Hey, how are you?
Well, I mean, they kept them like out of the limelight for like 6 or 7 months or something leading up to that.
I know. They had a good thing
that's
going.
actually, it was MTV Music Awards is when they actually pulled them out and said, okay, go up on stage.
The
And everyone's
stars are
like,
like,
wait a minute.
What? You're dead. I watched the found footage. You're dead. You are dead. So I think that pretty much we touched base with almost all of them in there.
Close.
Yeah.
There's probably a few other
Other
table it
episodes.
to other episodes. So what'd you guys think, huh? Did you think there's some good ones in there? Did you? There's always going to be
Several.
some that are kind of like I didn't hear it. I mean, you're always going to
Yeah,
have.
there
those.
wasn't many of those. We found it though. To trial and error. So
You got to listen to some of those. You got to listen to a few times.
yeah,
Yeah. But you got to remember.
that's the fun behind it, right?
When we listen to these things, we got to make sure that we could take on the giant turkey kid from Jurassic Park.
Okay. Not really sure how to respond to that.
Giant turkey kid.
You always got something, Kevin.
Kevin lives an
Never
interesting
cease to
life.
amaze me.
He lives a very interesting life. He's writing a book too. You're writing a book, aren't you?
I'm working on it.
About the turkey kid, or is it about
No, it's about something.
something? You're not going to tell us what?
No.
You're going to do the whole Blair Witch Project
He's
thing,
writing
aren't
movies,
you?
too.
No, because if I tell you, nobody's going to read it. So
Okay.
I
We'll
wanna-
We'll wait to see you at the next MTV Big Movie Awards, where you can come out and say,
when I come around handing out a pamphlet or something, you guys are like, "What's this?" My book.
How many pages?
7
As long as
pages.
it's not a manifesto, we're all right.
It's folded in half with a staple. It's from an inkjet printer.
Well, this was fun.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, folks, that is our show for tonight. The casual
Yeah.
audio evidence kind of stuff. Thank you so much. I want to thank Vinny for coming and joining us, and Todd for joining us, because Todd's here every time we do a show anyways. But thank you for Todd. Instead of sitting behind that curtain in the chair, he's at that chair.
That's right.
He's usually back there drinking UC. You guys done yet? I want to get out of here. So
And again, Todd, thank you, and Disruption Network for putting up with us.
Network?
Yeah,
Network.
Network.
It's all that network stuff. So Disruption Network and everything they put up with us. Again, if you
love it.
guys,
Yep.
if anybody out there that is listening has an idea for a show, reach on out to Disruption Network. Maybe
Yeah.
we can get something going for you.
Yep. We've got a lot of new shows coming in from just different places people wanting to start. Always wanted to start one. Didn't know that somebody around here had the capabilities to do it.
Yeah.
Audio podcast, video webcast, what we're doing here today, and or both. We do that also. EC Radios, both. So,
It's fairly simple. We're doing it.
the chamber wanted to, so they came, right?
If we can do
Right?
it.
I trained
Anyway.
Kevin, so, and anything's possible.
Kevin had to take a week off from work, and he was here the whole time.
Wait a minute. What button do you push on the mouse? But again, go on and vote for Disruption Network on the Sammys. It's Music Mondays has been nominated for a Sammy. So go on.
I think we're in the next round.
There's a
Shammy.
link somewhere.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook at Agent Paranormal. Please,
And if
we'd love to hear from you. If you got any ideas, you want to be a guest on our show,
Yeah.
got a story to tell,
Got a haunted house?
Yeah.
Want us to come check out? We'd love to check that out too.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, of course, we'll go.
Or a haunted place, something, anything that you know
We can
of.
probably do a couple episodes on it. You want to come on, tell us about your house, and then from there we can go in, do an investigation, maybe do an episode at your house.
Yeah, or chat with us live on the air.
Yep.
If you want to talk about something you're experiencing, we'll give you our assessment of it, and hopefully,
Pineapple.
The pineapple.
Pineapple.
Just always remember pineapple. My
Chris
favorite
said pineapple,
My
so.
favorite fruit, by the way. So, so thank you, everyone. Stay warm, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks on Agent Paranormal. Have
See
a
ya.
great night. Peace.
Thanks for watching the Big D.
The big D.